Welcome again to Highly Questionable after a fun football weekend. What's the best thing on the show today, Bo?
Hey, are you guys still mad at the Bengals? Because I'm still laughing at all of that.
Yeah, that was fun. Vamos, Papi.
Should the rest of the NFC be worried that Aaron Rodgers and the Packers have their confidence back?
No, not at all. Not really. What you saw from the Packers in the first quarter yesterday is how they can look super limited with their receivers not able to get open. What they did yesterday is they ran into a flawed team and a really bad defense. The deeper you go in the playoffs, there won't be any more bad defenses.
Yeah, more importantly, they ran up against a team who could not stop the run. So the fact their guys couldn't get open didn't matter so much when you're hammering a team with Eddie Lacy. Hell, you could put Randall Cobb at tailback when the situation works out that well. But this is a team that we saw over the course of 16 games just did not pass the ball very well. They didn't even pass the ball that well in that 6-0 stretch that they had early. Those are the salad days. Like, that's as good as it was going to get. You think they're going to go to Arizona and look against them the way they did against Washington? Guess who won't be playing in Arizona? Washington.
Aaron Rodgers was smiling and, laughing and saying to himself, I can't believe that I'm playing this well, this is great, this is great.
I mean, he was. He sort of dropped back early in the game, took a safety, and the rest of the day he had all sorts of time. He's not used to that.
Did yesterday convince you Kirk Cousins is who you thought he was?
Yeah, I may have once or twice said this season that I didn't think Kirk Cousins was much of a quarterback, that he was probably a backup quarterback. Then he went out there and threw 29 touchdowns and broke the Washington team record for passing yards in a season. Well, there was your playoff game, and what you saw on full display, all the weaknesses of Kirk Cousins. He may have been better than I thought he was, but did you see anything yesterday to make you feel like this is a guy that next year is going to get it figured out? The mistakes that he's been making the first 3 years in the league, throwing passes the other team has a chance to get their hands on, not being confident when the pressure comes around, not being able to do things outside the system, they were all there. And next year, they'll probably all still be there, except he'll be making something like $20 million a year.
He'll be making a lot of money because he's an accurate passer, but you saw yesterday, those were a lot of short passes. And what you've also seen from him in all of his starts, even though he's improved, 26 games he has started, he has yet to beat a winning team. If you're going to give 15, 16, 17 million dollars to somebody, I feel like you need to trust them a little more than that. I'm going to say it again. 26 starts in his career, hasn't beaten a winning team yet. That's crazy.
Hey, Kirk, you have done your job. You're going to get your money. So now you don't have to play that well anymore. You can stick the joint up. You don't have to come to practice. You can oversleep. You can fight with the coaches. Just, get that money and run. That's it.
The Riot Mallet plan, except you get your money on the front end.
Oh, no, he's going to come and he's going to be nice to the coaches and he's going to work hard. The stinking it up, though, still entirely possible.
Should the Vikings kicker bear this burden alone?
Bear this burden alone. Let's hear. Beer might be one of the options, though, for him after that particular performance. Look here, listen here as Blair Walt.
Oh.
Yeah, just shankopotamus. That's no good. That ends your season right there. I hate the kickers having this much power.
You stink!
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's what everybody was saying in the stadium. I'm just repeating what they were saying in the stadium.
That's what you said.
Everybody was saying that. I heard them say that. Yeah. You stink, you're a bum. Poor kicker.
Well, now, look at him. Poor kicker.
Well, the answer to the question is, should he have to bear it alone? Probably not. They did not score an offensive touchdown. All the points that the Vikings put up came off of Blair Walsh's foot. That being said, that was some top-notch lemon booty that you saw right there. Like, he choked on the shortest kick that you could have. Gary Anderson missing in the dome in 98 was one thing. That right there did fall all on him. They should have made that kick. They should have won that game. He did not do his job.
191 times this season, someone had tried to kick a field goal from that length. 189 times it had been made. That's as sure a thing as sure things come in that sport. But I wouldn't want to kick in that weather. And again, I hate the idea of collisions against a champion being decided at the end by a soccer player.
I just feel bad about that guy, because he's a guy that he came out of Fort Lauderdale. He's a guy from Fort Lauderdale. He went to Cardinal Gibbons High School, and he's a local product of Fort Lauderdale. And here he was, he could have been a real hero. And all of a sudden, he became the biggest bump in the NFL,
So where in the middle of this segment did you find out he was from Fort Lauderdale? Because you ain't feel nothing for him when we started.
My father discovered compassion somewhere after he shouted, "You stink."
are Pac-Man Jones and Vontaze Perfect being over-vilified for their role in losing to the Steelers?
I don't even know where to begin here. Like, I really don't know where to begin. It looked like the Bengals had no chance of winning because A.J. McCarron was so bad. Then Ben Roethlisberger got hurt, and then suddenly the Bengals had the lead. Vontaze Perfect makes the big interception. The Bengals had the game. It's almost over. I mean, look at this. This is the Steelers right here. Look at the time, and then look at Vontaze Perfect do that.
Adam Jones, Pac-Man, said today on the Dan Patrick Show that he thinks Antonio Brown was faking it there.
Yep, I don't think that. Nope.
It doesn't look fake.
I don't think that was fakery there at that particular moment. The one thing I will say though about Perfect, because Jim Nantz and Phil Simms started talking about it like they needed to call the cops based upon what they saw. If Perfect was really going to try to kill Antonio Brown, that's not the way he would have gone about it. It would have been a whole lot uglier. That being said, why are you even that close?
This game, the ending of this game was magical. It was total anarchy. Earlier in the game, you had a Pittsburgh coach grab the dreadlocks of a Cincinnati player. You had a fat guy for the Bengals, Pecco, run out onto the field with a cape and just shove a Steeler in the back. It was unbelievable. He was wearing a cape like ghosts of arrested Bengals past. He runs out there like a villainous guy. And that stuff, Martavis Bryant's catch, that gets forgotten. A.J. McCarron threw the touchdown pass that Andy Dalton never has to win the game. And then Perfect, who injured Brown, who injured Roethlisberger, who had an interception, then ran through his own end zone to the locker room, suddenly becomes the villain. I want to celebrate this game. I do not want to be scared of it the way that Simms and Nance were while clutching their rosary beads. Simms forgetting that he played with Lawrence Taylor.
Well, we do have to bottom line one part of this. The Bengals have always made risk part of the business model. They have three especially risky players on the team right now. Jeremy Hill, Vontaze Perfect, and Pac-Man Jones. And all three of them came together to lose the game for them in succession after Perfect makes the play to win the game for them. It was the full Cincinnati experience.
It was a perfect storm. All three of those guys in a boat with George Clooney collapsing on Marvin Lewis.
You know who should have been the MVP for the Steelers? Joy Potter, for running right into the field and getting Pac-Man Jones all upset.
Yes, Joe.
That's the guy that made it happen. That's right. There we go.
It's been reported that he got a game ball for that, and he should have. It gets to Adam Jones and says, can you clean that up a little bit?
All right, I'm good now. I've had my 10 minutes. But I still don't believe I should have got a flag for talking to a coach that's on the field behind the huddle. That's my opinion.
By the way, that same gentleman was on the sideline bawling, crying before the end of the game. What a strange night.
Could the Chiefs beat the Patriots?
Could they beat the Patriots? Of course they can beat the Patriots, but at this point in the season, the measurement system is imperfect. One game sample, Seattle games being decided by weather and a field goal. And in this particular case, instead of measuring who's best, what I like to measure is who's healthiest, who is right at the right time. Edelman coming back while the Chiefs have Macklin and Houston getting dinged up. That bodes well for the Patriots.
Also, one of those teams is quarterbacked by Alex Smith. Now, look, you can make whatever call you want. I mean, there's a totality of factors. The roster is 53 people. But there's the team with Alex Smith, and they're playing on the road against the team with Tom Brady. I cannot sit here on national television and tell you that I am taking the team with Alex Smith. Not when Alex Smith has not thrown for 200 yards since November.
Well, they're playing in New England, so Andy Reid has to make sure that that visiting locker room is clean of bugs, you know, the electronic bugs, the listening bugs, you know,
yes.
Because you know that Billy he'll do whatever he got to do to win.
Cheat.
Well, Bella cheat is what he
Yeah,
what he said. It sounds a little different with your accent. Also, if you go and put bugs in the Chiefs locker room, all you're going to hear is field goals. We're going to go for field goals and third down check downs.
I do think it would be pretty cool, though, if they had, like, actual bugs. Like, if that was the strategy, just to drop off some cockroaches.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable, you know, make sure you wear the right type of shoes there, you know, the ones that they cover your toes, you know.
Because it's cold, right? We're not doing a foot fetish joke there, right? It's just cold in Buffalo. Your feet get cold.
No, because you're going to suck on them.
No!
That's why.
No!
My Son's TV show is brought to you by Taco Bell's Crunch Wrap Slider. 4 full-size flavors, just a buck each. Should Bills fans be happy that Rex Ryan hired his brother to run the defense?
Well, the press release came down. As assistant head coach for defense, the Buffalo Bills are hiring Rob Ryan, brother of Rex Ryan. And hey, when you have the chance to hire your brother who can't keep a job anywhere else, whose defenses are bad, and who refuses to get a haircut, how can you pass up that sort of opportunity, right? Look, there's only but so far you can go to make your mom happy. There's only but so far. Giving Rob Ryan a job over your defense, that's going too far.
This is weird for a number of different reasons. Rob Ryan presided over what I thought was one of the worst defenses I'd ever seen in Dallas. And then comes last year, and the worst defense I've ever seen, which he presided over in New Orleans. The problem with me alleging too much about nepotism and how wrong it is for Rob Ryan, yeah, there it is. Bomani was on to it. Can't complain too much about nepotism. This wasn't exactly a nationwide search.
And he kind of saved all our jobs. I wouldn't have a job right now if it wasn't for nepotism. And I'm not even kin to him.
Just a warning to those people in Buffalo. Make sure you keep your toes covered. You know, make sure you wear the right type of shoes there. You know, the ones that they cover your toes, you know?
Because it's cold, right? We're not doing a foot fetish joke there, right? It's just cold in Buffalo. Your feet get cold.
No, because you're going to suck on them.
No!
That's why.
No!
Wait, what? You think Rob Ryan could get his toes into his mouth?
That was wrong what we just did. Rob Ryan, guilty of foot fetish by association.
Should Mikhail Prokhorov give John Calipari $120 million to save his awful Nets?
It's not my money. This is not what I would do if it were my money. But to get Calipari away from his professional minor league program, you got to pay him more than the $8 or $9 million that he presently makes at Kentucky. And it's alleged that he wants 10 years at $120 million because he's already failed in the pros. So he wants the guarantee of a secure contract. There's no way in the world, Bomani, I would give this money to any coach.
I have no reason to think that Calipari can work in the NBA. He seems to be built for a 35-game season, not built for an 82-game season. He's wound up a little bit too tight for that. However, if you ask me what it would take to get me to coach the Brooklyn Nets, my answer would be 10 years and $12 million a year. At least. Like, this is what it's going to take. The crazy thing is Prokhorov might actually say yes, at which point Cal's got to be like, you mean I got to go?
I got to go. Jared Jack and Brooke Lopez? Really? That's what I'm going at the East with.
Hey, John, a word of caution before you go to the pros. You know that all the players in the pros, they get paid, not just your team. You know what I mean? So we're clear on that now.
Dad.
Wow.
Come on, man.
No, it's going to be it's a big change for him.
Hey, one thing that we can say is factually true. The NBA has a salary cap when college does not.
No, come on, man. Poppy, do you have something to say again to Kentucky and Calipari again?
Yeah, I have to apologize to John Calipari and Kentucky because I have no evidence that your players are getting paid. For a second, I sounded good there. Can Adam Gase make the Dolphins good?
I don't believe in the leadership worship that concludes that 37-year-old guy is going to be able to out-scheme and outsmart consistently Todd Bowles and Rex Ryan and Bill Belichick. But the reason the Miami Dolphins hired him is because he is supposed to be some sort of quarterback whisperer. They think that perhaps he can make Ryan Tannehill good. And if 27% of your salary cap is tied up in Ryan Tannehill and in Ndamukong Suh, that's the best thing that you can have, a coach that might make your quarterback better.
Yeah, here's the thing about that, though. Adam Gase was really good with Peyton Manning, though it's worth noting that Peyton Manning was really good. He really got this job, though, because he got Jay Cutler to be pretty good. He reined Jay Cutler in. The issue with Jay Cutler was that he was wildly talented but did stupid things. How talented as a quarterback is Ryan Tannehill actually? Like, how much better are you expected to make a dude that's probably just not that good to begin with? Adam Gase has a tough job in that respect. Ryan Tannehill is also playing for his job next year because the coach's contract is 5 and he'll get another quarterback to work with if it won't work with this one.
So this guy got fired from the Broncos and he went 6-10 with the Bears. And he's supposed to be good?
That's kind of how it works in that sport. You made Jay Cutler tiny bit better. Here's a head job.
Put on your red shoes and dance the blue. Let's dance to the song they're playing on the radio. Let's sway while your cold lights up your face. Let's sway through the crowd to an empty space.
Rest in peace.
highly questionable. It's broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that is feeling a little sad today. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, and we question them.
What happened?
David Bowie died.
Do you question whether this was the right time to fight?
Oh, the good time of the show. Right now, this is how we get this show started. Never mind all that other football stuff. Where is there a fight? We'll find it, no matter where you are.
Motocross event.
Oh, that's not a good time to fight. Oh, no. Right there, right in front
Wow,
of
you still got
everybody.
a helmet on, buddy.
Yeah.
Tell you this, though. The dude in the red wants no parts of this.
That's not a fight. That's one guy beating another man.
So what brought this on?
Oh, that'll bring it on every time right there when someone
Okay.
right.
And then they happened again,
Oh, the
and he
second
had
time.
enough.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, he's fed up because
Wow. Mr. Freeze, though. I mean, I do feel like if you're going to comport yourself like that on the track, you got to put up a little bit more resistance than that.
I mean, the back of his helmet took the entirety of the beating.
That's right. That guy, he's a smart guy. He never took his helmet off, you know. So all those punches for nothing. For nothing. You know, if you want to fight like that, you got to remove his helmet and then beat the crap out of him. Otherwise, you haven't accomplished anything.
He's not wrong.
That's right, bro. His knuckles, they hurt.
Yeah, they do.
And come down here and try to do it to my son. Then I'll respect you for it.
Actually, my money's on Dan. That looked like jockeys fighting.
Thanks, Bomani.
Do you question whether this train should have stopped?
We were told that this is likely the nation of Hungary. Don't ask me how they drew that conclusion. Like, is somebody wearing a Budapest Yankees t-shirt or something? Like, I have no idea. What do we have
I'm
here?
in a constant state of likely hungry. That guy wants to.
Wow.
He missed his train. He's frustrated.
It does look cold out there.
He's screaming at the sign. That seems misplaced rage.
I do think the train should have stopped, though. He is standing right there.
He is standing right there with his bags.
Oh, I'd be furious.
So is he.
Wow. I just need to know what happened to him at work today. Like, this didn't start right there. It wasn't like his day was going great and then he missed the trade and then he punched aside. What Murphy's Law day did he have that ended in such a way?
I feel like we're all fortunate that all that was there was a sign, because he would have punched anything that was there. An infant, a hippopotamus, anything that had been there, he was going to punch.
My son, too. You would have punched my
He would
son.
have. Yes, he would have. And his rage would have won that fight, I might add.
Time to play the game that has no manual. See? Or no?
Does have a Manuel, though. You tell us what to watch on TV tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued or not.
Tonight on ESPN, the National Championship Game, Clemson and Alabama.
That's on ESPN. Really? You would have never guessed that that was on ESPN based on how we've covered it on all our many networks from all our many angles. Of course I'm interested in this. America's got to be rooting against Alabama, though, right? Bomani, are you intrigued?
I am intrigued, and of course, this is another opportunity for me to say that mobile quarterbacks are the kryptonite for the Nick Saban defense, and it is a chance for me to sit on television and to pick Clemson to win a national championship.
No, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You're scared of doing it. Poppy, are you
Oh,
intrigued?
see, I'm very intrigued because he's scared to pick Clemson. I'm picking up Clemson. You know why? Because this is going to be a big day for the Clemson defense. The corners are going to they're going to intercept about 4 or 5 picks, and they're going to be pick 6, and that's going to be the game. That's going to be my prediction of the game. It's not going to be the front line of Alabama. It's not going to be them. It's going to be the Clemson defense, the corners, safety.
I do have to say, though, Jacob Coker throwing 5 interceptions, not totally out of the realm of possibility.
Papi has spoken about the corners.
Man. The corners.
At first, I thought he said the Cardinals. I thought he said somebody was going to die.
Corners.
Corners.
On Comcast Bay Area, Heat and Warriors.
Yeah, always interested anytime Golden State is playing. By the way, what do you do when the guy who is really, really cocky is also adorable? Because usually in basketball, if you're really, really cocky, we don't like you so much. But if you're adorable, you get to be Steph Curry and do stuff like this. Did you see this, Bomani?
I did not see this.
Watch what he does here. Oh, yeah. He turns to the bench. That's not even, that's not even halfway.
But look who doesn't do it.
Yeah.
That would be Seth.
His brother. Bomani, are you intrigued?
I am intrigued. Let me tell you what else is intriguing. We talked so much about the Warriors during that winning streak. Do you know what their record is right now? They're 35-2.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Yeah, right? And the surprise is the two. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued because I'm telling you something. Everybody's writing the Heat off in tonight's game, but I am telling you something. They have spent hours and hours and hours in that video rooms, and they know what they got to do to beat the Warriors. This is going to be a game that is going to turn the Heat season around.
Yeah, they watched that video, and what's the first thing they need to do to beat the Warriors? Get LeBron to come back. Like, maybe that would be a start.
They got a guy there that is going to make the difference tonight.
He doesn't know who it is, though. He just ran out of gas.
One of them, one of the 15.
Okay, one of them.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Back tomorrow. We will talk to you then.
Gracias. See you mañana.
Look at the tourists. Yeah, we're here filming. Yeah, that's part of the deal there. They bring you around, they stop in there, and then they make a lot of money on us.